And we are live. It is finally here. It's been a long day of rugby. We've had 2 live streams already, 2 watch-alongs, but this is the game we have been waiting for. This is what we've been looking forward to all week. It all comes down to 80 minutes. The Rainbow Cup North meets the Rainbow Cup SA. North versus South. Italy versus South Africa. The Bulls versus Benetton tonight in Treviso. Kickoff in 9 minutes. And this is what we have been waiting for all week. And yeah, I'm really excited. I hope everybody else is very excited because I think we're in for a very, very good game of rugby. And I really hope that these two sides put on a really good spectacle because I think that we've been waiting for a game like this. I mean, I don't think we were all waiting to watch us against, the Bulls versus Benetton, but we've been waiting for a game against a European side for a long time, and it's finally come. And yes, well, it might not be a Munster or Leinster, one of the sides we thought we'd be playing against. It is still a game against a team that, you know, is from the north and top the Northern Hemisphere side. So I think that, you know, we need to be quite. We'll take what we can get. We've seen this is the first non-South African side the Bulls have played since what? I mean, Super Rugby last year. You know, it's the first time a South African side has played against a non-South African side again since before the pandemic started. So it really is a very exciting game. And yeah, let me know what you're thinking of the score prediction stuff like that. Jump in the comments. Give me your score predictions like that. I'm always hoping for a Benetton win, to be honest. I think that'll be really nice to see an underdog coming in. I think that, you know, a lot of people were saying they didn't want to see Benetton because they thought that it would be too easy. So they were really hoping for a Munster or a Leinster to make the final and stuff like that. So it'll be really nice that was sort of the attitude that Benetton come out and say, you know what, we actually can do a job here. So if they went out and beat the Bulls, I thought that would make a massive, massive statement. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what your score predictions are. We've got Sean and Farrell saying Benetton 29, Bulls 30. Yep, as if it gets to a 1-point game, then it should be a great watch. Grant Swartz, hello Grant, and welcome back. Stormers legend Dewald Tuvanacher. Rena Opman, are you keeping up with the cricket? I've just seen that the clock's gone on 96. So I mean, bloody hell. I mean, 90 does not enjoy. I mean, he's so frustrating. But you know what? I think it's 275 or something around there for 8. So I've been watching quite a lot. Didn't watch much yesterday. I watched the last session. Obviously, can't watch it now. But we'll definitely jump back on the cricket when this is done. Not top, still a nice warm up to next year. Yeah, as I said, it's just at the end of the day, it's not a local derby, and we'll take that. Leah's saying, I want Bulls to win. I think there'll be quite a lot of Bulls supporters hanging out over here. I reckon that'll probably be the majority. I just want a good game. That's all I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a really, really good and close game that is worthy of the occasion. I think it's the first time the Bulls are going to be playing in Italy, so I think it should be quite an interesting experience for them. You know, a lot of the time, I mean, for a lot of these Bulls players, the first time they've gone overseas and played over there, you know, they won't be used to the conditions. We've got new referees, got new officials. It's going to be a very different experience for a lot of players for a lot of different reasons. I mean, for somebody like Marcel Coetzee, he's back playing in Europe. But yeah, in terms of the teams that we can have a look at, so let's have a look at the teams and sort of see where we are sitting there. And we'll start with the home side. So for Benetton, for people who don't watch, there are quite a few Italian internationals, and they are led by South Africa. Apparently, Stormers, Western Province legend, Dewald Tuvanacher. But in terms of the Benetton side, it's Jaden Hayward at fullback. The 2 wings are Eduardo Padovani and Monty Ione. Watch out for Monty Ione. He's a really, really good player. Ignacio Brex is also very good in that outside centre. Also, Marco Zanon is another very capable centre. Palago Busy, one of the most exciting players, I think, for me on display tonight. He's partnered with Dewald Tuvanacher, who, as I said, will captain the side. Tua Halafia, Michel Lamaro, and Sebastian Negri. Watch out for Sebastian Negri, a very nice player there as well. That's the loose trio. Then the 2 locks are Federico Raza and Nicolo Canon. Marco Riccioni and Cornel Als Tomascolo are the front row. And then off the bench, the likes of Joan Marco Lucchesi, Ivan Neymar, Filippo Alonghi, Uno Herbst, Manuel Zilani, Marco Barbini, Callum Brady, and finally Ratuva Tuvayara. So that is the Benetton side. As I said, watch out for Palago Busy. He's a very exciting young player. I think he's one of the best Italian players that has ever played the game. If he continues playing like this, plays with a lot of confidence and a very nice player to watch. For the away side, for the Bulls, David Creel, his brother was just sensational up in the very weakened Bulls side up against the Western Province just now. But it's a very standard Bulls backline. Madosh Tamwe and Stravino Jacobs will be the 2 wings. Marco Jansen Furen is pairing with Cornel Hendricks at the centres. Chris Smith and Ivan van Zyl are the halfback pairing. Marcel Coetzee captains the side from 8th man. Ruan Nokia retains the number 7 jumper, which is quite interesting. Nizam Kar will start in the number 6 position. The two locks are Jan Ace and Walt Steenkamp. I thought Swanepoel might get an opportunity, but Jan Ace apparently impressed enough to keep his position there. Morne Smith, Johan Kwabala, and Gerard Steenkamp are the starting front row, but expect a huge amount of impact from the following: Skalk Erasmus, Jacques van Rooyen, and Lizo Gqoboka, who in my opinion should be sitting in the back camp, but the Bulls certainly won't complain. Janko Swanepoel there at lock, Muller Ace, and then the likes of Zach Berger, Clinton Swart, and Geo Aplon. So some very, very good players to be able to bring on for the Bulls. I think it should be quite a good game. As I said, I'm excited to see what this Benetton side can do. I think that when you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, it adds a whole new dimension. And why can't Benetton put together a once in a lifetime performance and get a victory? You know, why not? Why can't you never rule out the underdog? You know, it's game is better for underdog stories, and Benetton beating the Bulls would be a massive underdog story. So I hope that for Benetton's sake, they at least put together a very good performance. But yeah, so I mean, we're 3 minutes away from kickoff. As I said, let me know who you are supporting. Renal player said it'll be good for Bulls to win. I mean, it'll be good for South African rugby to win, I suppose, to get a nice victory over there. They've got a bonus point in the Currie Cup with their youngsters, so it's been quite a good day for the Union, I would say. But I would say that obviously winning a third trophy in less than 9 months would be huge for them. So let's cross our thumbs and as South African fans, and then they can get the job. But I also said I wouldn't be upset with the Benetton upset. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, a couple minutes. There are fans in the stadium. I think that's probably the thing I'm excited about the most. Fans in the stadium. We haven't seen fans in stadiums in the South African side since before the pandemic. So to be able to see some fans there, a couple of fans with masks, all decked out in green, there to support their home side. And what an occasion for them to be out and watching the Bulls. You know, the famous Bulls side. They are globally quite well known after they beat the British and Irish Lions all those years ago. So very cool for them to see a side like this. And a couple of Springboks on display. So I suppose, you know, in many ways it's frustrating as Boks supporters not to see that Gqoboka and Marcel Coetzee aren't in the Boks squad. But it means that these fans over here get to see two Springbok cap, Geo Aplon as well, a couple of Springbok cap, and Cornel Hendricks. They get to see some Springboks playing. So take the good with the bad. But I think that we're in for an absolute cracker. Let's start smashing that like button, shall we? Let's try and see if we can get up to 10 likes before kickoff. Right, Bruno Player says, do you think that playing with fans could throw off the Bulls? I think that fans make a big difference. I mean, I think we saw that, I can't remember what the final score was, I must actually check, but I think France played Hungary, and I think it ended up as being 1-1. Well, that was the 1-1 the last time I saw it. Those are the world champions being held by somebody like Hungary, and they were saying how big the fan, that's in the Euros, by the way, how big the fans make a difference. And I think we could see a similar thing here. As I said, as Bulls, you're a long way from home. No one there wants you to win. You're expected to win. All the pressure's on you. As Benetton, you're running it out there. Your fans are just asking you to go and put in a big performance. They'll go absolutely mental if they do win. So I definitely think it adds a lot to it. Albert from Lincoln, Jake White would definitely not like a Benetton underdog win. No, he wouldn't. He'd be fuming. He would not be a happy man. But when have we ever really worried if Jake White's angry or not? Marcel Coetzee leading out his men. Just his, third game, I think, in charge. Well, third game at the Bulls, second game in charge. Busy playing for a spot in that Bulls camp. Cornel Hendricks, massive player for the Bulls. I reckon he'll be part of the Bulls squad, the Boks squad, if it wasn't for a couple of medical issues. I've got a beer open. Let me know if you've got a beer open. What are we drinking tonight? What's the plan here? How are we watching? Where are we watching from? Who are we backing? Home ground advantage has been much an advantage in the SA tournaments. No fans. Yeah, it hasn't. Look, there's been a little bit. There's altitude, for example. So I think that there's been a little bit of advantage, but having fans is a massive thing. You know, the cheer of when you win that turnover, the cheer of when you score a try, it definitely does spur you on. So hopefully it does play a bit of a part for this Benetton side. Can we just talk about this Benetton kit? I'll tell you, if anyone's traveling from Italy, feel free to bring one of those. I'm an extra large. It'll be really, really cool. Shawnee and Molly say, really hope the Bulls play well as Irishman. I'm looking forward to Connacht versus Bulls next year. Hope you. I'll be the Sapphire. Can I please suggest you don't put the results, titles of videos and pictures? I've ruined 3 stresses for me as I'm not able to watch all the games live. Look, Liam, I was actually, I'll be the Sapphire. I was busy typing a reply. The reality is we are a news channel, you know, and just as SRAG Magazine, all these publications, when they publish a story on Facebook and social media and stuff like that, speed is everything. And we have grown as quickly as we have because we've managed to get things up so quickly. And yes, I understand that SuperSport might not put the results in their thing, but SuperSport are a multi-billion rand corporation that derive this much revenue from YouTube highlights of a Curry Cup game. The difference is we put that out very quickly and stuff like that, and the traction we get as a result is a lot. And that's why we've grown. That's why we've got 34 people. That's why we've got all these people part of the channel. But I'm not going to apologize for doing something which is a quite common practice, to be honest. So that's why we do it. It does make a big difference to us. Sorry, we've got kickoff there, so that's why it happens. We've got kickoff here in Italy, though. It's Benetton playing left to right. The Bulls get things underway. It's a solid take off the bat. And here we go. As I said, last chance to get your score predictions in the comments over there. What are we thinking is going to happen? Where's it going to go? A bit of a kicking batter here. Paulo got busy, returns the favor. I think he's going to try and find touch for the first time. No, he goes straight down the throat of Chris Smith. Chris Smith, I think a big game ahead for Chris Smith. Obviously doesn't often play with Mornay Steyn, the sort of incumbent. But that's a nice carry there from Benetton. And Benetton getting up to the halfway line. Albert van Lingen says, glad Marcel and some other Bok teams getting game time. Any rugby is great. Pretoria, but a cheaters from birth. Go Bulls. Right, we've got Bulls by 13 from Albie the Sapphire and Bulls 27, Benetton 15 from Renmore Players. There's a mark call there by the Bulls. And yeah, lots of kicking so far early, but Hayward is shaping up to run. No, he sees a bit of space down the right-hand side. Has he overcooked that? Yes, he has. First mistake. And it comes from the Italians as Hayward thought he spotted a bit of space, but his kick goes too far and goes straight into touch. So we'll have an early set piece here from the Bulls. Quite a frantic first minute and a half there. Okay, first line from the Bulls, and it's not a clean. Oh, that's not clean at all. It's been picked up, but it's been ripped in the tackle by Ivan van Zyl. So it's Nizam Carr that comes away with it. So not a particularly good lineup from the Bulls. An area that's always been an area of strength. So it's Chris Smith filling in it. Ivan van Zyl managed to get that fly half. Chris Smith under a lot of pressure gets pulled down. This is very good from Benetton, putting a lot of pressure on the Bulls early on. Van Zyl now shaping up for the box kick. He goes up. And it's got busy underneath it. It's a nice take. He goes to Hayward, who looks to run. He gets wrapped up. Towards about the halfway line. Bit of space out wide here for Benetton. They can use it. They're going through the hands. It's a very strong carry there. I think it's Marcos Zanon that's made those meters, but it has been ripped in the tackle. Now here comes Marcel Coetzee. Ooh, that's not a great pass. Well picked up from Chris Smith. Goes to Cornel Hendricks, who gets wrapped up very, very well by Lamaro, I think it was. Van Zyl goes wide to Stravina Jacobs, who puts the ball on the ground. Gobbles through, and that'll run into touch well into the Italians' half. So Benetton all the way back in their own half. That's actually very well played by Stravina Jacobs. Nice tempo to the game so far. We've seen quite a lot of running. Some nice hits there. I'll tell you, this is the tempo we get to see the entire game. We're in for a very, very good 60 minutes. I mean, 80 minutes, 60 minutes. I mean, really. Come now. This is the third watch along, and it's been taking its toll at the moment. Very nice tempo early on here. Right, so Benetton will have the put in at the line out. And they've lost it. But I think a penalty there. I'm not quite sure what the penalty was for, but first penalty goes to Benetton. You've got an all-Irish referee official, so that should also be something a bit different for the Bulls. Garbisi will try and find touch. It looks like a decent touch finder. They found touch just outside the 22. So a nice early opportunity here for Benetton, who started off quite nicely. As I said, very good tempo to the game. Looked like they're willing to run. And the Bulls a little bit under the pump early on. I'll tell you what, if Benetton can get an early try, they can get some points on the board early, then, you know, anything can happen. Solid win there from Benetton. Garbisi. It's a very good carry there from Negri. Also a good carry as well. Quick ball from Duvanaka. Paolo got busy. They're going out wide. Inside from Hayward. Madosh Tumwe wraps him up, but Benetton are well into the 22. Negri, another good carry there. Also the hooker carries it up now. Got quite a few Bulls players over, but they've missed it. Solid carry there from Halafi. Very big ball carry from the looks of it. Good hands. Down the side. Benetton hit first. It's Montiaoni. I told you to watch out for him. I told you. Bulls under the pump. Benetton hit first. What a start to the game. 5 minutes in. A 5-pointer on the board. And it's Benetton who are celebrating. What a try. What a start. Brilliant stuff from the Italian side. Just sucking the players in, delaying the pass. Very good handling there from Hayward. Madosh Tumwe gives Montiaoni too much space out wide. He's got the pace. And he goes straight over. A disaster start from the Bulls, but I reckon Treviso's currently rocking. What a start from the home side. And that's what I said. They would have wanted to score early. You score early in these sort of games, and I tell you, momentum can do a strange thing. Well, he's not given Garbisi a particularly easy kick, but they're not going to complain. A 5-pointer off the bat. A very nice start. It almost came in there from Garbisi, but it goes on the left, so doesn't manage to add the extra 2. Right, so almost 7 minutes into the game, and Benetton are ahead. Is this not the team last Buerta played for in Italy? I have no idea, to be honest. It could very well be. I'll be lying if I said I knew, though. Sean LaFaro, how's it, Sean? Said hopefully the kicker is good today. He's been decent for Benetton in the fly half. Yeah, I really like Garbisi. He's a very nice player. He plays with a lot of confidence for such a young player. This is a good chance for the Bulls to counter-attack there. A decent take from the Benetton, but the clearance was contestable, and the Bulls have won it back inside the Benetton half. Mornay Smith carries it up. Marcel, I'm sorry, that's Steven Cup there that carries it up. And another penalty to Benetton. I think it's Negri and the tight head. It's Marco Riccioni who's won that penalty on the ground. Well, I'll tell you, at the moment, the Bulls looking a little bit sort of deer in headlights. It was Ruan Nokia who took the ball in. And yeah, Riccioni straight over the ball. He's a big man. You're not going to move him too easily. Quanda says, where is Ambrose up here? I actually don't know what the story. I don't know where. I'm assuming he's injured because he's not with the box. So I'm assuming he's injured. That's the only sort of reasoning that I could think of, that it's Ivan van Zyl and Zach Berger, and that Ambrose wasn't involved with the slab side. So yeah, I'm assuming injury. Right, line up to Benetton. They've been stolen from the Bulls, but knocked on in the process. So we'll have a scrum here. So a bit of a messy lineup there from Benetton, but the net result is a good one, as they'll have a scrum. First scrum of the game, in fact. So this should be quite interesting. I think this is a section, this is an area of the game that the Bulls will be targeting. The Bulls will back themselves on at scrum time. Right, so first scrum, and we're going to have a reset just for a bloody change, isn't it? Those who watch over here regularly will know that I hate a reset scrum. So, but I think that we could see a few here. The referee advantage is that Benetton know the way the refs will handle the laws in the north. Yeah, I said that's something that's going to be an interesting sort of way that that Bulls will negotiate that part of it. Diego Duvanaka makes the Benetton fly half a better player. Yeah, look, I mean, he's plenty of experience with Duvanaka. He's actually started off very well here. Never been a massive fan of him, but he's been good so far. Solid scrum there from Benetton. They've got space out wide. The kick in behind from Montioni. Has he got the pace or the ball runs wide? He almost had the pace. I tell you, I think he had the pace on David Creel there. The ball eventually runs out. So it'll be a defensive lineup for the Bulls. But I tell you, at the moment, it is one-way traffic, and that traffic belongs to the men in green. Very nice little kick in behind from Hayward. And it was Creel versus Montioni. I tell you what, Oni definitely had the pace on him. And if that ball had stayed in, it would have made life very interesting because Creel was struggling. Big line out from the Bulls. They go towards the back. It's won by Ruan Nokia. Wasn't the cleanest. And Marcel Kutsia now will carry it up for the Bulls. Well, it's click ahead by Bulls, but it's a decent win. The Benetton managed to keep it, and Negri takes it up. The Benetton have got the ball right by the Bull 22, but that looks like a very good win on the ground. Grant starts saying, "Wash your mouth." I was so. I'm a Lions fan, so like I was never. You have to be quite special for me to like you from another union, especially from the Western Cape. I mean, come now. But I mean, so far, I tell you once again, it's a scrum here to Benetton, and the Bulls just can't get their out of their 22 at the moment. Big aerial game at the moment, quite a few up and unders. It was a solid scrum last time, which gave Benetton a nice opportunity to attack. Let's see what they can conjure up from here. Well, there's an elbow on the ground, but Benetton use it, and they go out wide. They space out wide. Oh, you idiot! Didn't go to his hand. Pavani takes it up. Juvenile, quick ball. The solid ball carry out. I mean, tell you what, Benetton are all over them at the moment. Another quick, man, miscommunication. Right, Montiel, oh, goodness me. And Montiel only knocking on. Now, Benetton looking good, but a couple of mistakes there, a couple of poor passes, a bit of miscommunication. I'll tell you what, though, when they attack, they know what they're doing. It's a scrum here. Will be a Bulls put in. Just not a great pass back out to Montiel only. Over his head, struggling to control that. If he got that, it was going to be 1-on-1 against Madosh Tamwe. And I would have been interested to see how that fight would have finished. Right, so the first Bulls scrum of the day. A very steady scrum. I tell you, neither side's giving an inch here. They don't have the safety to the 22, so they can't kick it out in the full. Marco Janssen from Fury pulls out a left boot. Goes straight down the middle. Ione underneath it. He goes towards the right to Hayward. There's a bit of space on the right. He sees some space in the middle, though. Goes straight through the middle. Good follow-up play from Garbizzi. He's going towards the right. Oh, and it's been intercepted by the Bulls. Ivan van Zyl cleaning up towards the back. So the Bulls once again kicking deep, and Montioni carrying the ball up to the midfield. Taken backwards by Smith, the kick in behind. He gives himself a bit of an angle. He doesn't find touch, goes straight down the throat of Hayward. He shapes for the up and under. And that's gone too far. Amadosh Tumways decides to take a mark. Well, Sean O'Farrell, you've hit the nail on the head. If this is what we can expect from the United Rugby Championship, then sign me up, because it's been a brilliant first couple of minutes. Right, so the kick goes deep from Bulls, and the Benetton carry back up into the Bulls' half. Well taken from Garbizi. Breaks with a nice run in the midfield there. Bulls counteract from Ruan Nokia, and it's a penalty to Benetton. As Marco Jansen Fury has come there, I think off his feet was the call there. I tell you, one-way traffic, and Benetton can't do anything wrong. Yeah, well, you can see Marco Jansen Fury coming flying in there off his feet. I don't know what he was trying to do there. Really poor from the Bulls outside centre, and this gives to yeah, so Garbizi going to have a shot at goal here. Probably a good idea, actually. They've threatened the points, haven't quite gotten over the line just yet. So he's going to have a shot at goal. He's got 2 T's there to choose from. And as Sean O'Farrell was saying earlier, Garbizi's been very good in front of the poles lately. He's been kicked very well. So yeah, I mean, I think if they can get a 3-pointer here, that'll be a really nice way to take some points out of it, because they've put in a sustained amount of pressure for a while. Please do smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're sitting on 1715. Let's see if we can get up to 1720 by the end of the game. We really are pushing towards 1800 by the end of the month. We've had a really good month and lots of people subscribing. So thank you very much to all those people who have subscribed. As I said, smash the like button. Let's see if we can get us up to 20 likes by half time. 48 people currently hanging out. Let me know where you're watching from. You're busy lining up the kick. He struck it well. It's looking good. It's looking good, but it shifts off to the right. So Bulls get away with that one. Just hooks it slightly and it drifts off to the left. Bit of a strange kicking style he has, but look, whatever works for you, eh? Big game for him. I mean, so young. One of the main players in this Benetton side. And they'll be expecting big things from him. The Benetton looking for the kicking game here. Not looking to go into touch, though. Chris Smith now, he's got the set to 22, and he will use it, so he'll probably look for touch. But it doesn't. So as I said, a lot of ping-pong here at the moment. Garbizi's going to put it straight down. Chris Smith, 32's dropped it, and it's going to go forward. And he's dropped it forward. I told you, I said, Chris Smith is in for a big game. He hasn't played a lot of rugby, and I said if I was a Benetton player, I'd be targeting him. I'll be sitting there saying that's an area we can get at there. And he's just spilled the ball inside his 22 and gifted a scrum to Benetton inside big territory. So this is a big moment here. Quina says, discipline Bulls, come on. And Sean O'Farrell, Bulls lucky that Benetton missed the kick. Hopefully he gets one of them. Yeah, I mean, he's a good kicker. I mean, look, that one I think he probably should have gotten. The first one was quite a difficult kick. But Benetton here in the 22 with the scrum, they've looked very exciting on attack. So let's see if they can get some points here. Still 5-0. Almost 18 minutes played. And what I have been quite impressed with Benetton is the fact that they managed to front up at scrum time. They haven't been out-scrummed at all. They're going blindside. Garbizi takes it up. Hanafi with a good carry there. Now Als. Solid defense here far from the Bulls. Duvanaka taking a little bit more time with this one so we can organize a few players. Solid hit there. I think it's Master Gutierrez, the man who made that tackle. No, it's Sienna Cup, I think. Some good carries here from Benetton. It's a very good counter ruck, so Duvanaka has to use it. And then they play this fly. I mean, Ruan Nokia, what are you doing, mate? So, I mean, Juvenalco was slow to use it, and then Ruan Nokia came out and took him out. Can't play the scrum off, so they've given them a very easy penalty, and Garbisi was slopped 3 here. Kenny Coonan just joined. How were the first 15 minutes? Mate, you have missed a first 15 minutes. It's been a brilliant, brilliant counter so far. Everything that we expect or we wanted and more. Very nice match so far. Benetton look, I mean, they're all over the Bulls. I haven't seen Bulls put under this sort of amount of pressure in a long time. And Benetton splits the polls, 3 points for Garbisi, 3 points for the hosts. And in the final, after almost 20 minutes, Benetton are 8-0 up against the Bulls, who, to be honest, just look shell-shocked. I don't think anyone would have predicted this sort of start. So if Benetton can keep this up, I tell you. But it's been interesting because there's a lot of people saying that the Bulls are very dominant, but they're saying, you know, are they dominant because they're really good, or are they dominant because the rest of the teams in South Africa aren't great? And I think the Rainbow Cup, we saw a much better standard of rugby, but now we are seeing a side with some international players and looking very good. Box kick there for Duvenacher, right up against the touchline. Good take from Creel. Right, now Chris Smith. Now he was the one that sort of put them in that situation. So it's a good up and under there. And it's a penalty for the Bulls. This is a good opportunity. So actually, offside is the call off the up and under. And now the Bulls, who have been under the pump for the entire first 20 minutes, will have an opportunity to kick to the corner and set up a set piece of their own. Francois saying, I'm just worried that Benetton is not capitalizing on the early dominance. And I think they could have scored another try, which would have helped. Kenny Cooney say, lol, Benetton aren't exactly a top team Pro 14. Bulls getting a rude introduction. Sullivan Block saying, let's go Bulls. And Leslie is saying, yay, go you mighty Benetton. Look, I think, as I said, I think when it comes to like playoff rugby, it's any sport. It comes to playoffs. Look, 8 times out of 10, I reckon the better side wins. But you know what? With the home crowd behind them, Benetton have started very well. This is a bit like the Bulls versus the Western Province earlier. The Bulls need to go back to basics as they've got a very clean lineup towards the back end here. And this is where they need composure. The call is one. To use it. It's going off to the right. They're trying to reposition them all, but they're going to have to use it at this rate. Yep, they have to use it. Van Zyl, corner Hendricks off a standing start. So it's a very good maul defense there from Benetton. Marcel Coetzee drops it forward. A deer in headlights. Deer in headlights. The Bulls, I tell you, I don't know what's going on. But I mean, that's Marcel Coetzee. That's the captain. That's someone who's been in all the situations you need. But I tell you, this Bulls side looks like a club rugby side at the moment, and Benetton are all over them. Corner Farrell, Bulls must thought that they were going to walk over them. I think the Bulls are used to the way the other SA sides play, and Benetton are the first international team the Bulls have played. Yeah, it's been a very different sort of style of game that the Bulls I don't think are used to seeing. And so far, they're being played off the park at the moment. But they're just doing the basics wrong at the moment. I mean, like that. I mean, it's not under pressure or anything. It's a fairly straightforward carry. So it's very uncharacteristic of Marcel Coetzee to drop that. But the occasion does strange things to people. So, I mean, you can't say anything. I mean, as I said, it's just, they just look shell-shocked. So, look, I mean, it's the kind of game that the Bulls need half-time so that Jake White can just say, listen, breathe, calm down. You've done the hard yards. Go back to the basics and start playing. For Benetton, they just need to capitalize, keep up the pressure, you know, force more mistakes, and see where we are at half time. If they can get us, you know, another try, they can walk into half time with, I don't know, a 15-point lead, for example. That would be huge for them. So a defensive scrum now for Benetton. The scrums haven't really been, we haven't seen any scrum penalties or anything like that. It's been very, very firm at the moment. And Bulls better shove there. Padavani pumps that downfield. It won't go into touch, but it's a decent touch finder. And David Creel picks it up at his 22. He's put his head down. He wants to run. And he's run straight into, that's a brilliant tackle. Lamara, I think it was the player. And Bulls pinned right back in the side. I mean, this is the thing. Benetton, I mean, they've ridden the collisions. That's a fumble by Chris Smith. He's having a little bit of the mare. Monte only goes up. I think he's knocked the ball forward. Marco Jansen van Vuuren has come away with it. And he's going to go all the way. Is he? Got busy, comes across. Oh, I think they're going to give it. The flag's up. The flag is up. The flag's up. That is a brilliant tackle. If Paolo Garbizzi has saved that try, that could be a final winning try. Marco Jansen van Vuuren, for all money, was through and free. A brilliant tackle from Paolo Garbizzi. The linesman has his flag up. He reckons it's out. We're going to have to go look upstairs. Yeah, he's out. He's out. Paolo Garbizzi, take a bow. That is a brilliant covering tackle. Oh, he's well out. He's well out. I don't even know why they're looking upstairs. Sean O'Farrell says, I say for Ben to try and get more kicks over and try and play the way they played. Yeah, I mean, my only advice, Ben, is keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Chris Mayer says, get up, Jaden Hayward. Another solid win, a line win there from Benetton. They've had a defensive scrum and a defensive line, and both have been pretty solid. So, as I said, not doing anything wrong at the moment. I mean, partner got busy. I mean, literally, they threw the ball towards him, and all the Bulls players just turned around and started running. There was no pressure on the partner at all. The Bulls look exhausted. Yeah, I mean, Marco Jansen van Vuuren, he thought he was through. Puts his head down. Yeah, very, very well read by Garbizzi. Brilliant piece of defending there. Right, Bulls line out now. Still in Benetton half. They're going to try a rolling more here. It was very well defended when they had a more on the 5. But this one looks like it's a much better set. Yeah, they're making some progress. They're making some progress as they head towards 22. Yeah, they're still going. They're still going. Benetton need to apply some more forwards in here. It's making a lot of ground. And there's an advantage there, penalty advantage. So free roll the dice for the Bulls. Cornel Hendricks turns around and decides to go himself. And we'll go back for the penalty. It was a clean win on the ground, but it was a penalty from the rolling maul. That's much better from the Bulls. And that's what I'm saying. That's what you've got to do. When you're under pressure, you've got to go back to your strengths. What are the Bulls' strengths? Set pieces, physicality. Go back to it, start again. Do the basics right. This is a brilliant tackle. Benetton giving everything right getting everything right so far, but they'll no doubt have to defend for a lengthy period, but they can do it. And Grant Swart says, try saving tackle. Those moments can win you a game. Oh, no, definitely. I mean, as I said, for Garbizzi, I mean, you're talking about someone who has got 6 international caps. I think this is about his 2nd season of international rugby. He's 21 years old. He's only just turned 21. So the way he's playing at the moment, if he can keep doing that, that's what I keep saying. I think he's such an exciting player. I think he's one of the most talented Italian players I've seen in my lifetime. So hopefully he can keep putting performances like this at the moment. Hasn't kicked brilliantly, but I mean, that's try-saving tackles. So I mean, that in itself has saved a potential 5 points. Bit of break and play here, and we'll resume with the Bulls penalty. The Bulls need to get some points on the board here. And I think that more was probably a much better sign. They've gone towards the corner. So this is the perfect opportunity for them to get a proper maul going. They go to Ruan Okia towards the back. It's a very good win. It's an early shot from Benetton. But it does look like a very well set maul here from the Bulls. It's going towards the right. They've got a lot of go forward ball. They're still going. They're still going. It's almost been held up. They use it. Very good tackle there. Oh, and Madosh Tumwe is over. He spotted the space after all that, after all the hard work from Benetton. It was so easy for Madosh Tumwe. Well, I mean, that's not the try that he usually scores, but Madosh Tumwe will take them anywhere he gets it. So it was Krobala who peeled off towards the back, and it was good defense first up, and they were busy preparing for the potential ball out wide or the potential pick and go. And Madosh Tumwe with no pillars. That's another great tackle by Paolo Garbizzi, by the way. Yeah, it's Monte Ione who leaves as well as the pillar, and Madosh Tamwe, quick as a flash, jumps over. As easy as you like. Bulls all of a sudden back in the game. Yeah, it's 4 tries in the Rainbow Cup so far for Madosh Tamwe. That's not probably the most least characteristic one from the speedy wing, but as I said, they'll take them however they can get them. And now Chris Smith lines up his first kickoff of the day. He's had a bit of a tough start, and that's going to continue as that ball sails towards the right. So Benetton will hold on to their 3-point lead, and Chris Smith's struggling at the moment, to be honest. Right, so the Bulls hit back. Game on. 8 points to 5. Benetton still lead by 3. Right, Garbizzi will get us underway. He's had 2 very big tackles. I think he's been very, very solid so far. It's the Steve curse. It's the Steve curse. He's kicked it into touch. What is it about? It's the same thing that happened with Richard Creel. I kept saying, I'll take him at the lines, and then he knocks it on. But the first error there from Garbizzi, well, second, I suppose, third, if you count the 2 misses. But going too far there from the young fly half. The player will restart with a scrum on the halfway line. And as the Bulls, you've got to try and shift the momentum here. You've been under the pump for most of the 28 minutes. But if you can finish strong here, another try and you're back in the lead. And suddenly you can just start calm down a little bit. Right, another scrum here. I mean, the big problem is for Benetton is the fact that you got Lizo Koboka and Jacques Van Nooren coming off the bench. Those are 2 very good scrummages. But that's a big scrum from the Bulls. They've got an advantage. They've got a penalty on the halfway line. Bulls starting to show their physical dominance at the moment. It's always good to go back to what you're good at. And I said for the Bulls, it's what they're good at is having massive, massive forwards who will dominate you, and that's kind of what they're trying to do now. So it's a good stuff play from the Bulls. Interesting decision here. Do you go for the 3 points? I mean, it's final rugby, so probably. Yeah, and Chris Smith is pointing to the poles. He's just missed a conversion attempt, but he's still backing himself, and he's going to try and slot this down the middle. I think at H2 people watching, please do smash a like. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you're supporting. Let me know what you think of the game so far. A very good kick there from Chris Smith. He levels the scores. 8 points apiece, halfway from the halfway, so he'll take a lot of confidence out of that one. And the Bulls get themselves back in the game. They level the scores. Almost didn't have the distance. Watched it very carefully, did Chris Smith. We got some Italian in the comments. Unfortunately, I don't speak it, so I'm not going to be able to reply there. Shoot Hodgson watching from Cape Town, and that's an... What? I mean, that's bizarre. The Garbizzi's gone deep, and Marcel could see. I mean, this is the Marcel could see that we all went in the Springboks. Has dropped the ball. Or did he get a touch on this? Yeah, he just completely goes over the top of Marcel Coetzee. Kapiti gets it wrong, and suddenly the Bulls have got a 5-meter line out. Which they win. Sloppy. Oh, yo! It's a try! Benetton has scored! Ivan van Zyl stuffed it up. Well, it's Marcel Coetzee that led them there. And the liner was messy. Ivan van Zyl, in trying to flick it up for his fly half, has missed it. And Benetton have seized upon the opportunity, and Benetton are over. Well, there we go. There we go. Marcel Coetzee, the man who's probably going to take a large amount of the blame there. He watched the ball sail over his head. 5-meter line out. They contested. It was a messy win. And Ivan van Zyl can't get his hands on it. And else is there to dot down. I mean, the easiest try he'll score all day. All he was doing was running after, and Ivan van Sale just missed it. You talk about moments in finals. Marcel Casilla missing that over his head. Ivan van Sale missing that. And look, Benetton 13 points. I mean, Alce came out of the Bulls Academy, as they're mentioning in the commentary, and right now he's just put Benetton back in the league. What a game. What a start we've got going here. Probably a better place here for Rugby to try and take the kick. He's got 1 out of 3 so far. This will give them a 7-point advantage. And he's gone to the side. Yo, you need to get these kicks. You need to get these kicks. Busy's played well so far, but he's got to try and get these kicks. He's left, what, 3? He's left 7 points out there. 7 points makes a lot of difference. It could be 20 points to 8. That's a very different scoreline at the moment. Sean O'Farrell from Dublin. They have another from Cape Town. Grant Swart saying this is the Marcel Gauthier who used to play for the Sharks. Yeah, it's just strange. I mean, it's very uncharacteristic. That knock on to make a mistake like that. And almost making another mistake is his opposite number, but he's cleaned up pretty well. So Helify gets away with that one. Almost fumbled in the beginning. Ivanaka now going to the boot. He's got set to 22, so David Creel decides to keep it in touch. Brings it to Chris Smith, who's running himself. Six minutes to go. Benetton just need to get to half-time, I reckon, with a bit of a lead. Bulls with some possession now. They haven't had much. I'd actually like to go and check what the possession stats are, because it's been all one-way traffic, and that's been the men in green. Nice big hit there from Benetton. Smith now pumping it downfield. The very contestable kick for Hayward. Madosh Tambwe is up there. Dubinaka makes the tackle, but it was a knock on. Pity the Bulls could have been in there. Madosh Tambwe knocking it on, trying to challenge for the ball, but a very competitive kick there from Chris Smith. Very well placed. Right, Clem Simpson saying Sharks supporting the Bulls for a win, but Bulls need to get back in the game quickly. And Sean Liam only saying, Sean Farrell, if the Bulls show up in Dublin next year and play like this, Leicester will eat them. Yeah, look, the Bulls have been pretty poor. A lot of it has to be said that the Benetton has been very good. But all I'm saying is it's been a very good match to watch so far. Another scrum here. 5 minutes to go to halftime. But this Bulls scrum is starting. Oh, it's not a great pass. He got busy, but he's managed to get it off. Ranks goes to Hayward, who straightens. Good tackle from Cornel Hendricks and Marco Janssen and Fury. But Ben still have the ball. Divanaka very quick. Very messy here from Benetton. Somebody needs to just pick up and do it, and they do, but he didn't release that. So it should be available for Benetton. Divanaka goes back to Garbizzi, and he puts it up. Looking for territory rather than a contestable kick. While taking my Creel, he goes inside to Stravina Jacobs. He goes straight down the middle. Where's his ball? Garbizzi returns the favor. And Chris Smith with the safety of the 22 will look for touch. And it's not a great touch finder. It gets up to the 10-meter line, so Benetton will have a line out inside the Bulls' territory. Right, so Ben's having a bit of a conference here before the line-out. Referee's asking them to hurry up. Tell you what, Chris Smith's got a horrendous shiner at the moment. It looks pretty scary with it. He struggled a little bit so far, has Chris Smith. Not a great pass off the back of the scrum, but I think it's Halifi who will take up. Juvenakis sees a bit of space behind the back. Tumwe is tracking back, and it's going to run too fast. So they'll dot it down for a 22. No, he won't. I suppose Rainbow Cup rules. So Madosh Tumwe is going to go for touch. Ayani's taking it quickly. There's a decent defensive line here for the Bulls. So Hayward goes himself, which thankfully runs towards a little bit of support. Oh, they space out wide here for Benetton if they can use it. Danon. Rex puts in a chip. Oh, that's it. Oh, I thought not had it. I thought Padavani had it. It almost popped up. The Bulls have won it back. They're inside the 22. There's a knock-on advantage. So they'll lose it when they kick it. So Chris Smith will now try and find a clearance, and he does. Still inside Bulls territory. Tell you what, every single time that Benetton go out wide, they've looked pretty dangerous. Are you impressed so far, Steve, with this? Yeah, very impressed. I think that it's been a very nice game. And you know what the sad thing is? Final rugby is usually horrible. It really is. It's often, it's usually very tight. It's usually very, yeah, I mean, as we've seen, a kicking game, but it's usually very, it's teams that are scared to sort of, to stuff up and make a mistake. Whereas what we're seeing here is a Benetton side who are just saying, we're just going to do it. We're going to go for it. Whatever happens, happens. And whatever happens is Garbizzi turning a few players and finding a brilliant touch founder. That is class. Class. Take a bow. There's a reason so many people rate this kid. He is very, very good. So it's a good line win there. Garbizzi spots a bit of space. Nice, yeah. I mean, really, there was acres of space in behind there, and that ball's run out in touch in the 5 meter. We all know what happened last time in the 5 meter. They disrupted the line out, and Ulster dotted down. So with a minute left to play, can Benetton try and get something out of the half? It's another messy line out win. It goes to Chris Smith, and he finds touch, but he hasn't left the straight to 22. So Benetton will have one last chance before the half to have a go. They've got a line out inside Bulls 22, and I think that they've got to try and make this count. If they can go over here, take at least a 10-point advantage into the break, that would be huge from the men from Italy. As I said, you got to capitalize on this momentum. They've been very good, have Benetton. So let's see if they can just get something out of it and make sure they go into half-time with a decent lead. They go towards the back. It's a very clean line win. Looking to set up a rolling maul. They've had some good momentum so far, but been driven back from the Bulls. But, hang on, Ulster's by him. He's got Javina Jacobs. He's still going. He's still going. He's over. He's got it. The Bulls Academy player is having the game of his life. I'm pretty sure they've awarded it. Yeah, they've awarded. Hey. The former Bulls Academy product. Oh, no, we're having a look. Just award it. So I think they're having a look at the line-out because it almost looked like there was a hand in. I can actually understand what they're looking at. It almost looked like there was a hand in from the line-out, which sort of caused what was a pretty poor. It's a tackle. It's a hard tackle on Shavina Jacobs, so it's going to be a penalty anyway. So I think they're looking at the grounding here. I mean, there's like 3 different Bulls players. He's got a hand around the neck. He loses it. Ooh, I don't know. He kind of loses it. There seems to be contact. But, yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be, at the very least, it's going to be a, at the very least, it's going to be a penalty. But has he managed to actually ground this? He loses it. So the commentators are now saying it would be a penalty try if this is not given. Was the place to do it. Well, so the referee is saying that he's not in control, but it's a high tackle from Shavina Jacobs. It's Ivan van Zyl that I think just lodges it. There's no try. Okay, so I have to take the things. There's no try to us. So they're now busy discussing about the penalty at the moment. It's a high tackle by Shavina Jacobs. There's no doubt about that. Are we back here? I think we're back. Sorry, I think my cable dripped out of there. Yeah, we got a penalty try. Is the core here? Penalty try, and Shavina Jacobs is in the bin. So that's everything that Benetton would have won. They go into the half time with a 7-point lead. Can we just verify that my sound is back? I think it's back. Well, there we go. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Liam, thank you very much. Thank you for letting me know. But yeah, after all that, half time, Benetton lead. The Bulls looking shell-shocked. The Bulls, the man in the bin. And it is not the start that they would have wanted from the Bulls. Right, so let me just add that away yellow card. Okay, so the Bulls will have a yellow card when they return after the break. But a very, very good performance from Benetton. I must say, I'm very impressed. And I'm now firmly rooting for it. Right, so that's half time. I'll be back in a few minutes and we'll go through a couple of stats and stuff like that. I want to look at Paulo got busy. I also want to look at Chris Smith as well as Cornel else. So don't go away. Make sure you smash the like on the button. We're on 15 likes, almost 100 people watching. So yeah, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll be back very soon. Right, and we're back. Well, I'm back. But it's not really a we at the moment, but I'm back. We are back. The Bulls haven't come back yet, but they have work to do in the second half. Trading 20 points to 8 with a man in the bin. And the stats tell you a very interesting story of a Benetton side which have come here to play and are playing. They really are playing, I must admit. I've been very impressed. We're looking at the stats here. 65% possession for Benetton compared to 35% for the Bulls. 69% territory compared to 31%. 3 tries to 1, a penalty apiece. 226 meters run by Benetton, 114 by the Bulls. 6 defenders beaten compared to 3. 2 clean breaks compared to 1. 35 gain line carries compared to 16. 63 passes compared to 29. Kicks on hand are the same. Rucks won 33 to 15. But, I mean, if you look over here, I'll tell you what. Benetton haven't had to do a lot of tackling, but when they have tackled, they've tackled well. They've made 27 of their 30 tackles. Bulls have made 50 of their 56 tackles. Also, pretty decent rate. But, look, Garbizzi hasn't had his kicking boots on, so he's only slotted 1 of his 4 kicks. So that he has left 7 points out there. And that makes a big difference. 27 to 8. I think there's 2 kicks I think he probably should have gotten. So I think they should be sitting at about 25 points if Garbizzi was kicking well. So he needs to sort that out. But to be fair, the rest of his game has been very impressive. Benetton have not lost a single ruck, whereas the Bulls have lost 1. Lineouts 100% successful for Benetton, as same with their scrums. Bulls 100% success with their scrums, 86% success with their lineouts. Benetton have only conceded 3 penalties. The Bulls conceded 7. And I think that this yellow card is going to be a big moment in the game. Looking at some of the major players, Paulo Garbizzi so far, he's been very busy. He's made 3 tackles, including a try-saving tackle. Brilliant tackle there. 2 turnovers, 1 as well. 1 clean break. 37 meters gained. 9 kicks from hand at the moment. I mean, Chris Smith for me has been somebody who's been struggling quite a bit. In terms of the Bulls, I'm trying to think of who their better players were. They were all pretty average, to be honest. Marco Jansen from Furion had a few meters. 42 meters gain, 1 defender's beaten, 1 clean break, 4 tackles made. Jaden Hayward's been full of running. He's made 57 meters, 2 defenders beaten, 1 offload, 1 try assist from him. Monty only scored a very nice try, very good finisher there. Halifai has been one of the big ball carriers for Benetton. He's made 10 carries so far, 3 tackles. He's made 23 meters, beating 3 defenders. He's been very physical. In the midfield, Marcos Anon and Nations Brex, they've been relatively busy. But yeah, for the Bulls, I mean, they just can't really get into the game. I mean, Marcel Coetzee had a really poor knock on. He also let that ball go over his head, which allowed that 5 meter line out, which they then scored from. So it's weird because the players that you think that would be really good, I mean, you look at this side and you think that Marcel Coetzee would be a major performer in the side. Cornel Hendricks is going to be a major part of this team. Ivan van Sale, but Ivan van Sale's made mistakes. Marcel Coetzee has made mistakes. So there's a lot of the senior players that you kind of expect to do really well and to sort of stand up that have actually struggled. So, I mean, as I said, it's all to play for in the second half. I mean, another beer for the second half, but that was pretty exhausting. It was exciting though. I mean, let me know what you thought of that half. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I thought we weren't sure what we were going to get. A lot of people saying that the Bulls are going to smoke them, and it really has not been the case at all. It's been a really good performance from Benetton at the moment. So let's see if they can hold on in the second half. Look, there's only 12 points in it, so there's still a lot of work for Benetton to do if they are to get a victory. They still need to make sure that they pitch up for the second half. I think the Bulls will score again. So I think if Benetton can get an early try and put the game to bed, that would go a long way. Right. Ow. What that was. Right, let's get some of the comments here. TDX Gaming says, this match is sad. The Bulls are getting schooled. Yep. And saying the Bulls lack X factor, too much reliance on big forwards and set piece dominance. If you take that away, they have no good plan B. Look, it's worth noting that the Bulls are without Morné Steyn, and they've missed him. Brent Vermeulen, and they've missed him. Marco van Staden, and they've missed him. And Trevor Nyakane, and they will be missing him now because he'll probably be coming off the bench to add a bit of bulk. So I think that, I mean, I don't want to give excuses to the Bulls, but they're missing players in key parts of the game. Look, Dwayne Vermeulen's out with injuries, so you can't even blame the Springboks. So in fact, I'm not even going to count that because I think that if you fair injuries happen, that's part of the game. So, but I think, Markham Starden would do quite a lot. I think Mornay Stain would be a valuable member because I think Chris Smith is struggling. What happened to Chris Smith? I have no idea. I'm assuming he had a collision earlier on. Looks like he's gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson and lost. Would you say the best out of the games today? Oh, by a country mile. I mean, I thought both Curry Cup games were fairly enjoyable, but for very different reasons. This is a side. These are two good sides going at each other, and one side who was supposed to be the underdog, playing out of their skins. So I think it's been a very impressive performance from Benetton. And yeah, hopefully they can continue doing it because I've been very impressed. Yeah, let me know what you think the full-time score is going to be. As I said, smash like on the video. Please do subscribe if you are new. Let me get my competition sorted, yeah? There we go. That's what we're playing. Right, so the Bulls will start the game with 14 men. Trevino Jacobs is in the sin bin after that high tackle towards the end of the second half. It looked like Cornell Alster was going to go for a second try, and eventually was given as a penalty try. And a high tackle by Trevino Jacobs, so he will start in the bin. So yeah, Benetton will have a 10-minute period in the second half where they'll be up against a reduced Bulls side. So if there was ever a time to really capitalize and try and sort of seal the victory, or at least try and get yourself into a big winning position to try and defend, this is now. The time is now in this early in the second half. T-Rox Gaming said the Bulls must bring their backline more into the game. It's too much kicking going on. Yeah, they just look a little bit flustered. The forwards are struggling a little bit. The backline is struggling a little bit. It's a side which hasn't really, as I said, there's a lot of people playing in this sort of circumstances for the first time, and unfortunately, a lot of the big players who you kind of rely on haven't really pitched up so far. Like I said, Marcel Coetzee, I think he was something that people were hoping for a massive performance, and he's been one of the poorer players for the Bulls. So that's where I think it's been quite frustrating for them. Players coming back onto the pitch. Benetton will be playing left to right now. So yeah, 40 minutes, big 40 minutes ahead. All to play for. And I think that if Benetton win, it'll shut a lot of people up who were kind of doubting. And look, it gives it a big wake-up call. I mean, Jake White was saying, he's a very honest person, so he was saying that this will be a very good indication of where they are at in terms of in comparison to the European counterparts. And look, Benetton isn't one of the best sides, but I think they're a pretty good side. I think this could be a turning point for them, because I think that we're always quite dismissive about Italy rugby, but they've got a good side at the moment and playing very nice rugby. But this will be a big wake-up call. If the Bulls go down here, and I ripped into the Lions last night because I said that they are not acting like a union that deserves to be in the United Rugby Championship. This would be a wake-up call to all these South African sides that, you know what, we're not going to just be able to go into Europe and, if we can just, do all right against the Irish sides, we'll probably be okay. We've got the best of our side being beaten by Benetton here from Italy. You've got Leinster, you've got Munster, you've got Ulster, you've got the Scottish sides aren't terrible, the Welsh sides aren't terrible. You can't just expect us to be able to just breeze through the United Rugby Championship. So I'm hoping that even if Benetton go on to win this game, that it's a big wake-up call and all these unions stand up and think, you know what, it's actually not good enough. We can't just assume that we can walk into this competition and do well. And that hopefully that results in either getting some players or maybe some coaching staff appointments. I need to go back and answer a few comments stuff about last night, but I was saying that I just don't really back the Lions coaching staff at the moment. The Bulls, I think, got a very good coaching staff, but is John Dobson the best person for the Stormers? Is Sean Everett the best person for the Sharks? Are we up that standard? Well, we'll know a little bit more in 40 minutes. Paulo Garbizi's got the ball in his hand, getting ready to set off the second half. It is Benetton 20 points against the Bulls 8. 40 minutes away, 40 minutes time, we will have a Rainbow Cup champion, the first ever Rainbow Cup champion. Smash a like on the video. Let's get ready. Let's get settled in for what's going to be a cracking half. The whistle is gone. Paulo Garbizi goes high towards the right, pretty much down the middle. But Josh Tumwe is the man underneath. And he's taken it cleanly. Well, check. First things first. Short stage, Vita made the Pro 14 quarterfinals in 920 in fairness to them. Look, I don't think they're a bad side, but I think that people were just so ready for the Bulls to walk over them, and people were so keen to see Munster or Leinster in the final that they didn't give them much of a chance. But as I said, strange things can happen in the thing. It's not a bad side. I said there's a lot of good players, a lot of Italian internationals here, and that Italian side. I said it during the Six Nations. They're far away from competing. I don't know if they over-compete, but there are some good players. And lots of young players. And what comes with a young player, as Paulie Gabizzi puts that a little bit too far, Chris Smith will try and look for touch. It's a much better touch finder from him. What happens with young players is that it's consistency. That's what sort of separates a young player from a much more experienced player, is being able to produce the same performance week in, week out. But you've got somebody like Paulie Gabizzi, who's a generational talent. If he has a good day, apart from his goal kick, if he suddenly has a good day like today, they can win you matches like that. The problem is he's the kind of player at that age, whereas a week later you can be horrible. So there's no reason why this Italian side can't surprise a few people. Henry Dubé is saying horrible representation in terms of in South African perspective is another situation of SA franchises being content with mid-table performances and leaving it to overseas teams to win titles. Well, I think there's a certain element of that. There'll definitely be lots of questions asked about what the standard of our rugby is if the Bulls dominate our SA sides and then go and get dominated by Benetton in the first taste we get of this European rugby. I don't think it's necessarily that case. I think even if Benetton go on to really beat the Bulls, it's there are a few players missing from the Bulls, and it's a final and with fans and in a different situation. So I think that there's always those sort of things you've got to keep in mind. But it certainly would be a big wake-up call that it's not going to be as easy as I think a lot of people think. People saying that, we shouldn't go to, we're leaving Super Rugby, we're going to play substandard competition. It's definitely not the case. And the Bulls are finding that out firsthand at the moment as Madosh Tambwe finds touch. This is definitely not a step down from Super Rugby. This is going to be a tough competition. Right, so Benetton, I've got another line on the halfway line. There's a bit of a stoppage there, so let me just adjust the clock. Quite enjoyed the officiating so far. I'm not sure a penalty try and a yellow card was warranted. I suppose in the modern game, that kind of has that punishment. But Benetton looking to go out wide here. We've got a substitution on for Benetton as Elise Ratuva comes on. He replaces Eduardo Padovani. It's a decent first take from him. Negri makes a good break down in the middle. Benetton right up to inside. Oh, that's a very, very good kick. Monteoni, that's a great take from him. He's gotten the ball away. Benetton over. They're over. That perfect start. It's Lamoro. It's Garbizzi. It's Monteoni. It's Benetton. They score. They go up to 25 points to 8. The gap out wide. There's no Shavina Jacobs. He's in the sin bin. They've sucked in the space. A perfect kick from Garbizzi. A brilliant take from Ioni. Fantastic awareness. And the number 7, Michel Lamoro, goes over for Benetton. What a game. Benetton saw Madosh Tambwe having to cover. There's a lot of space out wide. It's a brilliant take from Ioni. He absorbs the contact. Ivan van Zyl is kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere. And Lamoro is there to grab the ball, turn around and go over. And that's the perfect start from Benetton. Who was it? Who's the Australian that went and put money on Benetton? I'm claiming it. Where are you? If you're watching, I want some of those winnings when I said that I wouldn't write them off. I should have done it. I should have put money on Benetton. Look, it's a long way to go, but what a start to the second half. How much is the Benetton jersey? I might have to invest. Garbizzi now with the kick. He didn't kick particularly well in the first half. That looks better. He's gotten it. Here, there we go. 27 points to 8. 43 minutes. Benetton all over the Bulls. Brilliant work. I mean, as I said, this is now work to do for the Bulls. Serious work to do. And that's the important thing. Bulls down to 14 men. Try and make a count. Try and get those tries. Try and score points. Open up a lead. Sean O'Farrell, would you say a step up from Super Rugby? It's difficult, because Super Rugby, there was a massive gulf in quality. I mean, you've got the team like the Crusaders, who are just dominating left, right, and centre. Compare that to some of the Australian sides who weren't particularly good. But, I mean, so far, it's been really... Look, it's not even necessarily like the quality of bets. It's the style of play. I mean, it's been a phenomenal game to watch. Really, really enjoyable. I actually haven't enjoyed a game like this in a long time. So I've been very impressed. As I said, long may this continue. This is what we're going to see in the United Rugby Championship. Then I'm all for it. And the Bulls have been driven backwards. Their ball spilt. But Chris Smith is there to clean up. Grant Swart saying that's the game for the Bulls. Well, it's certainly an upward battle from here. And unfortunately for the Bulls, a big impact in terms of pros, but not much more on the bench that they can really bring on to try and change things. Okay, Apollon's a nice player to bring on. Bit of a kicking battle at the moment. Henry Dubé saying we can't afford to have situations where we are not ambitious like we did in Super Rugby. We didn't offer better challenges against the sides. Otherwise, we are just a useless addition to Europe. I completely agree. So as I said, my biggest wish is that if the Bulls do lose this, and look, at the moment it's looking that way, that we learn from this and we decide that we want to be competitive, build better squads, get the right coaches involved, and make sure that we, as you say, we've got to be ambitious. We've got to go up to Europe to compete. And not just one side, all the sides. You want to be sitting in a situation, everybody's sitting there saying, the South African sides are going to go over there and be the best sides in the United Rugby Championship. Well, maybe not the case. Penalty to Benetton, that's just poor discipline. Taking the man out with the ball. Qantas saying this is what home ground advantage gets you. It's definitely helped me. The beers are flowing up in the stands. They're having a great time. Kanakuni saying, Benetton, wow. Yeah, look, it's and look, the nice thing is, and also like when you're playing well and you've got a crowd and stuff like that, you just feed off the energy. I mean, the energy in that stadium must be immense. I miss being in a stadium, I tell you. I might actually be going to Ayers Park quite soon to watch a game. I might be able to get some media access, which would be quite cool. Deciding if I want to do that, if I want to keep doing the watch along. So if I'm in the Ayers Park, I don't get to do the watch along. So it's a bit of a 50-50. But Paulo got busy is going to have a shot at goal here to try and open up a 22-point advantage. I mean, who would have thought that at the beginning of the game? Chris Mayer, what site are you watching this on? So I'm on Supersport. I'm not actually streaming. I've got an extender which sends from the decoder straight to my screen here, but it's on DSTV now. That's a much better strike from Garbizzi. He obviously put on his kicking boots at half time because he's nailed both kicks so far. Henry Dubé saying, I bet the Crusaders would have made an impression by now. Yeah, look. I think the Bulls are struggling here a little bit. $30 points to 8. 50 points to 8. Benetton up 22 points against the Bulls in the final. Scenes. And, I was about to say, it looked like another good take, but it knocked on there from Benetton. And it's Steenkamp. Sorry, it's Morley Smith that maybe goes for a run. So the Bulls right back in the 22. Yeah, the Bulls need to score early here. If they can head back now, game on. But I think if Benetton scores next, it's game over. T-Rox Gaming saying, I wish the Sharks were playing in this game. Look, to be fair, the Sharks were pretty well ravaged from the Springbok squad, so I'm not sure they would have been done much better. I think it's just been a brilliant performance from Benetton. They've really pitched up today. Smith looking a little bit out of ideas. Goes himself. Bulls camped out on the 22, but so far so defensive from Benetton. So by the way, I checked the price of Benetton jersey because I really like it. It's 80 euros. 80 euros for a shirt. I'm out for that. Anybody knows where a good place to find a fake shirt? I really like this Benetton shirt. Oh, it's a turnover from Benetton. Yep, they've turned it over. They've got space out wide. Oaks, shift it. Go yourself. You're up against the forward. Inside. Oh, you idiot. They had an advantage, but they had also so much space out wide. I reckon they could have done more with that. Chris Mayer, cheers, man. Can't wait for New Zealand. Yeah, I don't know if they're showing New Zealand or what the story is over there. Grant Swart saying there's a bit of panic creeping into the Bulls squad, and Sean saying all games won't be like this next year. The weather's a huge factor from November to Feb. Also depends on the teams. The Welsh in particular play running rugby like this. Yeah, look, I mean, I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, as you said, we're not going to see every game like this. But I think it just makes you sit up and respect the teams a bit more. I mean, let's be honest. For South Africans who have never seen these teams play, I don't think they wouldn't have sat there thinking we're going to go to Italy to face a hard side. So this at least will put a couple of doubts, and just even not even from a South African perspective. You know, if you're a Leinster supporter, you're an Ulster, you're a Munster, you're a Ospreys, whatever sort of team you support. Oh my living! Well, Bulls are throwing everything at it. Here comes Jacques Vernoyen. Here comes Swanepoel. Here comes Goboka, and I think it was Clinton Swart. No, it was Kira Applon who's come on. So the Bulls have chucked on the bench. They're looking for something to change. But I think for any competition, you know, it's nice to see a side like Benetton do well. You know, you want to see these underdogs and these sides who people don't always expect to do very well do well. And I'm a big fan of a good project. I think Benetton have got quite a cool project. A Smith, hello, A Smith. Breaks shaping up to kick, decides to go himself. Benetton on the attack here inside Bulls territory. Oh, it's been intercepted at Swanepoel. Sorry, it's Ace. Was it Steenkamp? So Steenkamp there with the run. Didn't quite have the legs to go all the way, but Bulls all in attack on the 22. Goboka, his first carry. Bulls on the Benetton 22. Should walk to the left. It's here Applon now. He's just come on. He went straight into Halagar busy. There's Swanepoel. He's just come on. And it's a penalty. Penalty to the Bulls. Much better from the Bulls. Very important interception there. Right, so the Bulls key into the corner. They've got less than 30 minutes to stage a comeback here. Great interception there from Steenkamp. $17.22 subscribers. Thank you very much, everybody who's hanging out. Smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel if you're new. You can become part of the members club as well. And the Bulls have lost that line out. And Benetton are not looking to kick. They're looking to run. Hayward eventually puts it to the boot. And that's a very good clearance as well. Brilliant stuff from Benetton. They're just doing everything right. And the Bulls, well, they're unfortunately just doing nothing right. Grant Swart says, last throw of the dice for the Bulls. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have to, I suppose. They've got no other option. They've got to unload the bench and see if they can do something. Look, some good players to bring on. Couple of changes here for Benetton. We've got Herbst on for Reza. And Negri is all for Barbini. I thought Negri was pretty good, actually. I said I like him as a player. And he had a very good evening today. Maybe a Benetton hoodie. Yeah, sorry, I'm sitting on the Benetton, on the Benetton merchandise side, busy looking at all the stuff. I really like their stuff. I'll have to get myself a bit of merch for next season. Try and get something from every country. Right, so we're going to restart with a Bulls line-out. They were way back in their own half, thanks to a very good clearance from Hayward. Time is back on. Solid win from the Bulls. But I'll tell you what, the maul has not worked. And this is, I think, probably the most impressive thing, is that this Benetton pack has fronted up and gone toe-to-toe. The backline's been very surprising, very impressive, but the pack deserves a lot of credit. And that's a brilliant steal on the ground. And they just can't do anything wrong. I think it was Hellafire on the ground. They've conceded a penalty here. That was a brilliant steal. Time off here. Nope. So Sean O'Farrell said Jake must be surprised. Look, Jake must be pulling what little hair he has left out of his head. Because I think he probably would have told his team over and over, do not underestimate them, and they've been played off the park for these 53 minutes. Zoxlunder saying Blue Bulls are getting beat on forward and back. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's not like it's just one particular area. The forwards have fronted up, the back line have looked good. It's been a very, very impressive exhibition of rugby. Solid win there from the Bulls. It's Norkia. Cornel Hendricks. Oh, if he Bulls at 4. This is what I'm saying. Another mistake from the Bulls. Yeah, Aplon spots a bit of space. It's out in the full. It's out in the full. As I said, deer in headlights. Deer in headlights. That's the only way I can describe this performance. Cornel Hendricks, they're losing the ball forward. I mean, when do we see that? He's been the best inside centre in the country for a long time there. Here, Aplon trying to play a bit of a territory game, and he kicks that straight into touch. I mean, it's minimal. I mean, he's well at a half a foot off there, but it's half foot's all you need. And Benetton are back in the Bulls half. Another line-out win. He's been taken out, so it's sloppy ball there from Duvenacher. No advantage. There was a first knock on, so it will be a Benetton put in at the scrum. Oh, my goodness. Well, when I woke up this morning, I definitely did not think that I'll be sitting here watching Benetton beating the Bulls at the 55th minute. So, credit to Benetton because they've been fantastic. 74 people watching. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. We hit 1,700 subscribers today, so the next thing is 1,800. Let's check and see how close we can get to 1,800 today. Tomorrow we'll be doing a review. We'll be doing a reaction to this video. We'll also be doing a Curry Cup review of the weekend, and then we're going to be going live tomorrow night for our news show as well. There's a bit of discussion on what we can expect. Meanwhile, Monty Ione's got around Madosh Tamwe. They've thrown the ball inside to David Creel. A very nice run there from Benetton, but Bulls have turned it over. Chris Smith, Shavina Jacobs is back on the field. I must remove that yellow card. And Jacobs has now kicked the ball into touch. I tell you, it's nothing's happening right at the moment for the Bulls. Absolutely nothing. I mean, Shavina Jacobs has just come off with the yellow card after conceding a penalty try, and he's now just kicked it straight into touch. So it just doesn't get any better. Grant Swartz, Chris Smith's eyes looked like the way the Bulls have played. Yep, pretty much. Kenny, make no mistake about this, guys. This is a team that represents a country that has won 3 World Cups, and they're getting schooled by an Italian side. Look, they are, eh? They are. You can't say much about it. They are. Jake White, a World Cup winning coach, is getting schooled by an ex-Canada coach. Who would have thunk it? Look, I think Jake White will... I mean, you'd always learn, and I think he'll be... I mean, Jake White's a very honest person, so I'll be very interested to see what he has to say in the post-match. And we'll try and get that conference, but it's unlikely, unfortunately, because we don't have a lot of contacts with Benetton. But I'll be very interested to see what he has to say about this performance. I think that he's a very, very honest character, and he won't hold back. Meanwhile, Benetton decided to go down the blind side there. They're up into the Bulls 22 through the replacement hooker, Lucchesi. Another good carry there from Benetton. They're making yards. They're making yards. One must think. One more try. Oh, Garbezi sees some space. He's made the call. He's got inside. Has Padavani, and he's through. Benetton. That's it. That's it. Engrave the trophy. Engrave the trophy. The Rainbow Cup is going to Benetton. It's staying in Italy. It is staying in Italy. They go over. Padavani, created by Paolo Garbisi. The Bulls don't know what to do. 35 points to 8, 57 minutes. What a performance. It's incredible. It is incredible. Every single time we keep saying we can't believe it. It just gets better. The crowd are loving it. There was a couple of good calls, and you can see Garbizzi was calling. He spotted some space. He called Ivanaka. He said, give it to me, give it to me. He runs straight into the space, sucks in the player. Padavali comes in. A lot of players running across. Marcel could see the one that makes the tackle, but he can't stop him. Brilliant, brilliant try. I mean, a man of the match to me has to be probably Paulo Garbizzi. He's managed the game well. He's kicked well. He struggled kicking for goal in the first half. Let's see if he can nail this one. But he, for 21 years old, has managed this game like a veteran, like a seasoned veteran. You can talk about the fact that Chris Smith doesn't get much rugby, but I mean, we've just seen a really good fly half. He's missed it off to the left. Come in and operate, yeah. 55 points to 8. This is, as you know, what gaming says, this is getting embarrassing now. It's unbelievable. I said that Benetton would surprise a few people in terms of how close it would be. I said maybe an upset. I did not see this performance though. Another good take off the kickoff. Still 20 minutes to play. Look, still a lot can happen, but I don't see a Bulls comeback at the moment. All I'm seeing is potentially more points from Benetton. Garbizzi now pumps it downfield. Chris Smith now. Oh, and he's lost it forward. It's ridiculous. The amount of handling errors the Bulls have had has been extraordinary. The space out wide, the space out wide, the space out wide, suck the player. Grab it in behind. Bulls back in their own half. Let's try and pull up some stats and see just how dominant the second half has been. No, I don't think. I mean, the commentator is talking about maybe the humidity and the travel. I don't try and go to Italy and complain about heat and humidity as the South African side. Travel as well. You know, it's a flight. There's no time zone travel. There's no jet lag. Bulls have got an advantage and a penalty. There's a lot of whistling going on here. I'm not quite sure what the story is yet. Sean Farrell said the funny thing is the B Bulls team did better than the team in Italy. Well, I'm about to say the team in Pretoria got a bonus point from scoring 4 tries. This team scored 1 try. Francois said at least one staff can lift the Rainbow Cup. All hail the legend Duval Duvenaka. He's been good today. I'll admit it. I'm not a massive Duvenaka fan, but he's been very good today. Can we just talk about the referees for a minute? I think this has been a brilliantly officiated game so far. The fact that we haven't talked about any rough calls or anything like that shows you that it's been a very, very well refed game. So credit to the referees. Final 20 minutes, so still, as I said, still plenty can happen. But overall, the referees have been very, very good. So they deserve a lot of credit for today. Right, some more subs on here. It looks like Duvenach is off. Yep, he is off and Brady is on. So, Grant Swartz's legendary Duvenach leaves the field. A very good performance from the captain. He will lift the trophy if they manage to hold on to this lead, which they should be able to do. And Callum Brady will be entrusted in seeing off the rest of the game. Obviously, pumps it downfield. Geo Applon underneath it. It's a very well. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Geo Applon on his bicycle. Makes some good ground there. And it's a penalty to Benetton. It's another penalty on the ground. I'll tell you, man of the match candidates, I reckon, after, it's got to be Halafi, he's got to be up there. He's been brilliant. I think it's another steal on the ground for him, and a fantastic performance by the number 8. I lie. I think it's the reserve hooker there that's on over the ball. Very good touch finder there. Benetton back in Bulls territory then. Past 22. Surely they can't score another one. Is this Benetton side going to put 40 on the Bulls? Right, so Skalki Rasmus replaces Krobbelar. Nizam Kar leaves the field and was replaced by Muller Ace. Rolling more here from Benetton. The ball pops out. Jacques van Rooyen will bundle the reserve hooker into touch. So Bulls will start. Who start with the lineout? I mean, the maul hasn't really worked for Benetton, but everything else has, so he needs it. I mean, really. Francois says, ref's been very good. The refs up north are head and shoulders above any ref in the Southern Hemisphere. Yeah, it's not a bad shout, to be honest. Right, 63 minutes, 17 minutes. It's a long way to go for the Bulls. We're going to need a lot of tries here quickly. And they're all the way back inside their own 22. Going for more, but not going anywhere, really. And it's been brought down legally. The tackle now, so it's available for the Bulls. Cornel Hendricks goes to Chris Smith. Rena Jacobs, they're trying to go out wide. He straightens, he finds a bit of space down the middle. Outside as well, he's still going. And they've lost it forward. Of course they've lost it forward. They just can't do anything right at the moment. I think this current Bulls side wouldn't be able to organize a piss-up in a brewery. They really have been that bad today. I mean, they turned it over, but it's another turnover. And now, oh, here we go. Here we go. Hayward comes on the inside. Garbizzi, still going. Oh, that's a huge hit on Garbizzi. Tell you, sit down there. Bulls with a big turnover there. And Ivan van Zyl now goes to Marcel Coetzee. Now the Bulls have got space out wide. Marcel Coetzee still going. He needs somebody with pace. Oh my, Marcel Coetzee, what are you doing? He tried to go for the grabber. It didn't really work out. Madosh Tamwe's got the ball down. He's trying to put on some afterburners. He's wrapped up there. There was a knock on. And that's Marcel Coetzee. He attempted a grabber, but my goodness, that was a horrible. Well, it was a interesting run from Marcel Coetzee, who then tried to put in the grabber. And does he just miss this? Well, he does touch it. He does touch it with his boot. It was probably the worst grabber of all time. But, yeah. Anyway, so, Alex, I'm not going to trust that. Sorry. H, very sad and very disappointing game from what we've seen so far. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it's not been great, eh? Sean Farrell, I wouldn't expect this. Sean says, Grant Swallows Bull to win the last 20. And Kenny Coons admitted, mate, as a sad for this must hurt, but as a Lions man, you're loving this. You know what the sad thing is? I don't know any big Bulls. Oh, I do know a big Bull supporter. If I knew that he would answer, I would have phoned him on the stream and we could have chatted about this, actually. I'm going to have to go and jump in those DMs. Not that I can really talk. We lost to the Pumas last night. But, yeah, a lot of Bull supporters being quite loud at the moment. So a bit of a humbling, I think, for a couple of them. But, yeah, I cannot actually believe the Bulls have been this bad. I mean, as I said, I thought that Benson might put in a good shift, but I didn't. Yeah, the Bulls were just horrible. And the sad thing is that the Lions got thrashed by the Pumas last night. The Western Province struggled against the Bulls B team. The Sharks were okay. I think the Sharks had the best performance of the weekend in terms of the Big Four sides. And this Bulls side has been beaten by Benetton. All four of those units are playing against the British and Irish Lions in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go very well if we play like this. So yeah, I must admit, not particularly happy in terms of that, because I think suddenly I'm getting a bit worried that we're going to get absolutely annihilated when the British and Irish Lions come. But the Bulls have got a free kick here, penalty. Taking it quickly, Cornel Hendricks straightens, he finds almost gets up to the 22. Chris Smith managed to get into the 22 meters. Ivan van Sale spotted a half gap, but he's wrapped up quickly. And new advantage there for the Bulls. Bulls just, I mean, it's just so standing. I mean, they're all just standing really flat, not knowing what to do. Doc Van Ooren will not carry it up. Van Zale, Creel was running a good line, but he got wrapped up, so we'll go back for the penalty. Francois Mossel got a toenail to that grab at the absolute most. Henry Dubis says South African rugby, franchise rugby getting exposed is always part of my realism. Look, it's a rude awakening. It is a rude awakening. And they were talking about the fact that, you know, is SA Rugby going to have to relook at the salary cap? Because are we going to be able to compete in Europe if we don't start looking at an increase in the salary cap? And I understand why the salary cap is there. It's so that, you know, a team like the Bulls can't just throw stupid money at anybody and everyone and build an unbelievably good squad that nobody else can compete with. But can we compete with, you know, are we going to be able to challenge in Europe if we can't afford to keep our best players? Francois Daysel box at camp now. Yep, they're in Bloemfontein at the moment. And Sean saying, with South African internationals back next year, who do you think will be the strongest SA side? Oh, it should still be the Bulls in theory. There's been nothing locally to suggest that they won't be the best side. I think Sharks will be the second best side. I think Lions are going to struggle unless they start bringing in a few players. Bulls have got a more here. 66 minutes played. 66. At 67, call it. Another more here for the Bulls. Kalki Rasmus goes for it. Does he get over? He was bundled over by his team. I'm not sure if there's grounding. Okay, we're going back for the penalty. So they thought they were over, but they're going to go back for the penalty. So the Bulls still wait to try and score some points in the second half. Right, so another change here for Benetton. Zuliani coming on for Halafi. I think he was brilliant. I thought Halafi was probably one of the best players on the pitch. He can take a lot of credit for this victory because he was brilliant. Really, really good performance from him. Henry Dubé saying we can't afford to be like the Cheetahs and Kings. Well, in theory, there are better sides. There are better players. As I said, I do have question marks over the coaching, and the Bulls are throwing that straight over the top. It's sensational how bad the Bulls have been. I know it sounds repetitive, but they really have not been good tonight. They just can't do anything right. Not a great clearance. I think it was Hayward. Yeah, Hayward with the clearance. So Bulls will have another opportunity here, but it's too late. It's far too late. I've got time off here. Let me sort that out. Oh, we've still got the bloody refs challenge. You see, we carry cup down here, so we're not worried about the refs challenge. But I see now that Benetton are asking for a captain's challenge. Not a ref challenge, a captain's challenge. Francois, based on this performance alone, do you think Ulster will take a refund on Kotsia? He hasn't been good, eh? He hasn't been good. Just shame, because as I said, so many of us were saying, oh, why is he in the box squad? Put him in the box squad, but he's had a bit of a mare. To be fair, everyone in this Bulls side has had a bit of a mare. I think Cornel Hendricks has tried hard, but hasn't done much. Chris Smith's had been pretty horrible. Ivan van Zale's been pretty horrible. Been very few Bulls players who have carried themselves in glory tonight. We're looking for a high tackle here. If that's it, then that's not a high tackle. It's Jacques Van Nooy, and he's gone to the bin before for one of these, you know. It's yeah, thank you. It's shoulder to head. Jacques Van Nooy is trying to make a tackle, but the player is dipping, so there is contact shoulder to head, but it's not dangerous. They're not giving a penalty. I enjoy that. Down with the captain's challenge. Clem Simpson saying, Henry Dubé, I hope this will be our wake-up call. Well, that's what I was saying. I was saying, even for all the South African sides, I said, if nothing else, hopefully this sort of kicks everybody into gear and starts putting in a lot more respect and a lot more preparation to the Rainbow Cup. Morris Jones says, Bulls forever, win or lose. Jason Vester says, Law, as a Western Province fan, I don't know if I should like this or hate this. I'm confused. Yeah, look, I'm in the same bit of the same boat. Obviously, South African, you want to see us do well, but you know, it's. I mean, the Bulls players at the beginning, they've had enough of their glory. They've won 2 trophies. Let's not get silly here. Almost into the final 10 minutes, and the Bulls, they must. I mean, they're pretty much all in out. They are all in out, really. Not even the basics are going right. Set piece, open play, absolutely nothing. What do you think the reason is? Bulls just not having a good day. The conditions were just Benetton outclassing. It's a very good run there by Aplon. Could Bulls be on the brink here? David Creel gets away from one. He's been tackled there, so the call comes to release. And they've lost it forward. I think it's just a really, really bad. Look, Benetton have been good. Let's not take anything away from Benetton. They've been really good. They put Bulls under pressure from the first kick with the ball. They've kicked well. They've tackled well. They've attacked well. But Bulls have been horrible. I mean, the amount of handling errors, the missed tackles, basics, lost lineouts. It's the most uncharacteristic Bulls performance I've ever seen since Jake White's arrived. Francois, Jake White needs to captain challenge in this whole game. Surely, Jason Smith says, surely this is just a bad day in the office. I don't know if the occasion got to them, but it has been a horrible, horrible game by the Bulls. I mean, we can look at some of the stats here. And I want to try and find the trying to find knock-ons. Sorry, handling errors. Carlo got busy. He goes off. Take a bow, youngster. Take a bow, young man. He's younger than me, which is quite depressing. But he was tremendous. Very, very impressive performance from the Italy number 10. Oh, I'm being stupid. I think I know I might be able to find some stats. Right, so we start with a scrum here from the Bulls. I mean, for the Benetton, obviously the Bulls knocked it forward there, trying to go over the line. Francois, I can't see the Bulls having another awful day like this again. Look, I think that they'll definitely learn from this. Ryan Stamen says Bulls have just been poor. Jason Best saying we're going to hear this from New Zealand, Oz, and Euro. Oh, yay. Does Benetton outplay us? Boys, they are a better team in the day. Look, and as I said, it's a weird because as soon as you start playing well, I mean, Benetton, they've just been doing more and more right as the game goes by. I think, as I said, I think it's just been a brilliant performance from Benetton. I mean, it's been a horrible performance from the Bulls. They really have not been good. But let's not take anything away from this Italian side because they pitched up today in front of their fans and they put on a performance for the ages. Sean said, will SSIs be in the Challenge Cup next year? No, unfortunately, only 22-23 at this rate if they can get the discussions right. Definitely no European rugby next season. Hopefully the season after that, both the Challenge Cup and the Champions Cup. Andrew said the Cheetahs played Benetton twice. The first time they lost 27-21 and second time won 31-25. So why so many critics over the Cheetahs? Look at the score for a team of Bulls Caliban players. Look, I mean, I think as I said, a lot of people, let's be honest, I think if you weren't a Cheetahs or a King supporter, you didn't watch the Pro 12 or the Pro 14. You didn't really watch it a lot. So I think a lot of people have never watched Benetton play. And I certainly haven't watched a lot of them. I mean, I've been following the stuff, but I definitely didn't watch as much as I'd like to. And I think that people sort of thought that it was going to be an easy victory. I mean, the Bulls have walked to a Curry Cup victory, and they walked to Super Rugby Unlocked, and they were clapping the Rainbow Cup SA. So I think everybody just assumed that it was going to be a straightforward game. And what's happened is that they've lost a few players, they've gone over to Italy, and they've been absolutely manhandled. Vessel Creel say, if Italy can clap an SA team like this, it's a sign of what poor space our rugby is. Yeah, yes and no. Look, I mean, the amount of Italian national players currently playing today does need to be addressed. You know, there are a lot of Italian full internationals on the field, current internationals. You know, like incumbent players. There aren't any in the Bulls side. So when you think that we've got so many players overseas and stuff like that, I mean, if we had to bring all the players from overseas back and put them into our union and stuff like that, it'd be a whole different squad, a much better squad. So, I mean, you have to always sort of bring that in. But I mean, even regardless of that, this Bulls side should have done a lot better. SA side's got nice mid-season breaks next year. Well, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with Curry Cup. I'm very interested to see what the schedule is going to be. Falcons says Waker calls boy, yeah, 100%. It's a massive Waker call. Cornel Hendricks trying to get something going. He runs away from one, straightens out. Zach Berger's on. He chips ahead. Who's got the pace? Who's got the pace? The bounce of the rugby ball. I don't think Creel scored that, you know. Yeah, knock on. The Bulls. A brilliant break there from Cornel Hendricks. Zach Berger has just come on, kicked it ahead. It's a great chase from Creel, but he doesn't manage to control this. Didn't even go and check it, you know. I think the referee just keen to finish. Looked a bit of a harsh decision. I definitely think it's definitely worth checking to see if he grounded that. Makes no difference whatsoever. Ooh, I think he's grounded that, you know. I think he's grounded that. That's harsh. That's harsh. Anyway, it's a goal line dropout for BENETTON. It's 5 minutes left, basically. So, Bulls throwing everything at it. It's all about getting a consolation try. Zach Berger trying to do everything himself. He's been wrapped up. But just, yeah, I mean, playing for nothing at the moment. Just outclassed. Oh, that's forward. Not? Okay, no. Madosh Tumwe. He's had 4 tries in the competition. Make that 5. Well, it's a consolation try, but for somebody who's in the range to be the top try scorer, he'll take it. The Bulls hit back. They get themselves a consolation try. It's actually a very nice try, to be honest. Means nothing, as Clinton Swart will try and add the extras. Yeah, it's good from Aplon. Steps away from 1, 2, puts on the pace. He's got too much pace. It's a very good finisher, Madosh Tumwe. So he'll enjoy getting 2 tries today. But far too little and far too late. Yeah, having a look at this, I thought it was a forward pass here from Marcel Coetzee to Jacques Van Rooyen. That's forward. Guys, come on, that's forward. I said it at full time. I said it's forward. So they're going to go back and rule out the try. And that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Even when they did something right, it was forward and wasn't quite up to scratch. That sums it up, I suppose. Finally scored a try, and as it stands, it will be ruled off ruled out, chalked out. No try, forward pass, the scrum begins. Madosh Tamwe, sorry, he's tried very hard today, but you will not be getting a brace of tries. We're going to have to restart with the scrum. The score remains 35 points at 2-8 with 4 minutes left. Yep, as you say, forward pass sums up a rugby lesson. Yeah, Roger, it has been a rugby lesson. I think it's, as I said, and it's uncharacteristic that the big players for the Bulls have not been good tonight. Like Marcel Coetzee, you know, the captain, playing for Springbok players. Everybody very surprised he wasn't part of the squad, but he's not played well tonight. So, you know, what can you really say? 4 minutes to go. The time is back on. I'll tell you what, there's going to be some big parties in Italy tonight. The rugby fraternity are going to be celebrating well into the night. Unless they've got a curfew. I don't know if they've got a curfew there. Anybody in Italy can verify we've got a curfew. We have to be in by 11, 10. 10? Yeah, we have to be in by 10 these days. That last pass from Applin looked forward. Sean O'Farrell says Bulls were stunned from the start of the game. As I said, literally from the first kick of the game, Benetton have been very good. And a short arm penalty. I also could see a pass definitely forward. Yeah, I thought in real time, he kind of sort of just a bit of a basketball pass. So I was surprised that stood, but when they went back and looked, it was inevitable. It was inevitable. 26 likes. I said, please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much to everybody who's been tuning in throughout the day. We've had a very long day of rugby. It's been very enjoyable. We've got up to 1722 subs, which is really cool. Yeah, the next journey is to 1800, and we've got a Lions tour coming up. So much content lined up, so please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you're not. Yeah, smash like on the video. Let me know what you thought of the game. We'll be doing a review of this. It will be live tomorrow night for the Rugby News Show, so we can hang out and chat about this game a lot more in that space. But for now, Bulls still trying to get a consolation try. Ruan Nokia going. He's worked tirelessly today, but yeah, they've missed the likes of Dwayne, and they've missed the likes of Mornay Stadium, I think. It's those calm heads. There's those calm heads that kind of come to the fore in these sort of situations. Bar tries to dab over the top. Well, I think you're about to name a man of the match here. Who would your man of the match be, everybody? Let me know in the comments. Let's vote for a man of the match. Who are you backing for man of the match? Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'll give you mine in a few minutes when it goes full time. Let me know who you think the man of the match should be. I wish we could do polls. Be really cool. Oh, you can do polls. Yeah. Well, it's a bit late to do that now, but we'll do that next time. We can get some polls going in the chat. Let me know who you think should be man of the match. Tell you what, it's not going to be a Bulls player. Roger Young said, at least the Bulls can't lose the third time today. I mean, there's a lot more value in the loss earlier when they got a bonus point with the third string side than this, because this has been a horrible performance. Last minute of the game as the clock ticks down. Can the Bulls get a consolation try? Probably not, to be honest. Clinton Swart. Oh, that's a big hit on Skalki Rasmus. My goodness me. Montiel only lined him up, and it's a hooker, and he absolutely mothered him. And then back into full in at scrum half. Come on, Benetton, go for another try here. They pumped it downfield. Saw a bit of space out there. 30 seconds left on the clock. Clinton Swart going for touch. Doesn't even find it. Not fair saying, plus I think it's because the first time they've played international side since the 2020 Super Rugby got cancelled. Yeah, as I said, they just looked, they've been bad. Grant Swans, we played a drinking game for Bulls knock-ons, we'd all be smashed. Yeah, listen, I don't think we'd still be talking, to be honest. I think we would have had to have ended the stream. There it is, 80 minutes. The ball goes to touch. Benetton are the Rainbow Cup champions. Fully deserved. Fully deserved. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from the men from Italy. The Bulls, you leave with nothing. They were horrible from the first kick of the ball to the last kick of the ball. To everybody that's tuned in, thank you so much. Smash that like button right now. Subscribe if you are new. We'll be back live tomorrow evening. We'll be back live for watch-alongs next weekend. In fact, we'll be back live for watch-alongs on Wednesday with Curry Cup. So I'll chat to you then. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the evening. I hope you enjoy the stream. I hope you enjoyed the rugby. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you guys very soon.